Wellness tips sa Health Check Plus. Katawan, kagandahan, kagalingan, ating alagaan. Dito lang yan sa Wellness tips sa Health Check Plus.
Nagbabalik ang Health Check Plus. Magandang araw, Doktora Aika. Welcome po dito sa Health Check Plus.
Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Salamat po sa pag-imbita sa akin ngayong sa Health Check Plus.
Si Doc Aika po ay eksperto sa lifestyle, aesthetic age management, at occupational and digital medicine. Ayan, Doc Aika, umpisa na po natin ang ating exciting na panayam. Ano po ba ang lifestyle medicine at bakit po dapat na maging wasto ang ating lifestyle tungo sa malusog at masiglang buhay, Doc Aika?
Ayan, so ang lifestyle medicine bago kasi yan eh. And coming from yung word itself na lifestyle, the reason why ginawa tong specialty na to, kasi pansinin niyo po, every time na pupunta kayo sa doktor, kunwari check kayo ng cholesterol, ng blood pressure nyo, aside from yung prescription na sinusulat ng doktor, ano ba yung sinasabi nila sa inyo? Kailangan nyo mag-lifestyle change. Tama po ba? So, paulit-ulit yan sinasabi. Minsan, 100 times na ata natin narinig yan eh. Pero minsan, hindi natin ginagawa. But, kaya siya ginawa kasi minsan hindi na kasi sapat yung oras na magbigay pa ng lifestyle plan yung other doctors. Kaya may training na ginawa para mabigay natin yung rekomendasyon. Ano man kakainin ng pasyente? 'Di ba? Yun yung usually na tinatanong, Doktora, anong kakainin ko? Kung bawal ito, bawal yan. 'Di ba? So, hindi nila alam gagawin nila. Kaya kami mga specialists in lifestyle medicine, ang ginagawa namin is we create a lifestyle plan. Anong kakainin nila in terms of exercise, in terms of sleep, para holistic yung magiging approach. So, para siyang combination ng medications plus lifestyle change. So, yun yung dyan pumapasok ang lifestyle medicine. Parang we work side by side in collaboration with other specialists like cardiologists. We handle the lifestyle change. Sila naman po sa gamot. So, same thing with other specialists as well.
Ayun, yun po pala yun, no? Kasi napakabago nga po sa atin ang lifestyle medicine. So very interesting po na talagang you work hand in hand with the other doctors. Dok, ay
Yes.
ano po bang pinagkaiba or ano yung pagkakaiba nitong lifestyle medicine kumpara po sa preventive medicine o conventional medicine?
Ayun. So, ang lifestyle medicine, importante lang na maalala natin na hindi to alternative medicine. So, iba po yung mga alternative, integrative. So, ang lifestyle medicine, kasama pa rin po siya sa conventional. Pag sinabi po natin conventional, yun po yung usually binibigay sa inyo pag nasa hospital kayo, nasa clinic. Yun po tinatawag natin conventional. So, kasama pa rin po siya. It's just that it's a different type of specialty. So, same category ng mga cardiology, endocrinology, OB-GYN, di ba, and the like. Now, yung pinagkaiba lang niya, actually, again, as I said, it's focusing more on habits. So, aside from prescription na binibigay, we give recommendation. We call this nutrition prescription. So, nakalagay doon ilang calories yung kakainin mo, gaano kadaming protein or carbohydrates. Meron din kami binibigay, for example, ilang minutes ang gagawin mong exercise in terms of your goals. Ima-match namin yan sa goals mo. Ano yung type of exercise na gagawin mo, especially paano kung may sakit ka sa puso. Di naman lahat ng exercise pwede sa'yo. And even sleep. So, for example, night shift ka. Siyempre, iba yung magiging recommendation sa night shift as compared to day shift. So, again, part pa rin siya ng conventional. It's just that a different type of specialty of focus. Like, for example, pag cardio, di ba, sa puso sila nakatutok. Pag sa endo, nakafocus sila sa diabetes and the like. Pag surgery, di ba, or surgeon, sa surgery sila nakafocus. So kami, sa lifestyle lang kami talaga nakatutok. But we work side by side with other doctors as well.
Siguro po, Dok Aika, bigyan natin ng idea yung ating mga nakikinig at nanonood. Kailan po ba dapat magpakonsulta ang mga ating kababayan sa isang lifestyle medicine specialist tulad po ninyo?
Well, anytime. So, ang mali natin kasing iniisip na the only time pupunta tayo sa doktor is when meron tayong sakit. Okay? Dapat pumupunta rin tayo sa doktor natin for maintenance and prevention. Kasi ayaw mong magkasakit ka, di ba? yun yung mahal ngayon, eh. Mahal magkasakit, di ba? So, ang gusto natin, we will parang invest, di ba? Pag may investment ka sa sa housing, sa lupa or sa pera, 'di ba? Finances, dapat meron din tayong investment for health. So, isipin niyo lang po yung pagkonsulta sa isang lifestyle doctor is an investment for health kasi we're preventing heart disease from occurring, diabetes, especially kung meron kang family history ng diabetes. Ayaw mo naman mangyari sa iyo 'yon, 'di ba? So, for me, anytime, kahit bata pa, kahit elderly, any age, kahit your 30s, 40s, if you want to be able to optimize, yun yung word eh, optimize eh. Ano ba yung pinaka-optimal ng status ng health mo if you wanna achieve that or feeling mo na sakitin ka na, palagi ka nagkakasakit or you feeling mo unhealthy ka, it's the perfect time. Kasi actually ang definition ng healthy is not the absence of disease. Akala kasi ng tao pag healthy, pag walang sakit. No, ang ibig sabihin ng healthy, yung definition talaga niyan, is if you are practicing good habits. Are you eating well? Are you exercising regularly? Are you sleeping enough? Okay ba yung mental health mo? Kasi kung wala kang check doon, kahit wala kang sakit, pero wala kang good health habits, considered unhealthy ka pa rin. So in that way, kailangan talaga magpa-consult, 'di ba? So anytime, hindi dahil lang nagkakasakit tayo, but anytime if you want to maintain our health.
Ang ganda po nung sinabi niyo ninyo na dapat hindi tayo nag-aantay na may sakit bago
Mm-mm.
doktor. Ganda po noon at talagang kailangan talagang ini-investan natin ang ating health. Doc Aika, ano naman po yung ano po yung mga benefits po kapag nagpapakonsulta po sa inyo, lalong-lalo na kung preventive or wasto or right timing yung pagpapakonsulta sa inyo, tulad na ninyo na lifestyle medicine.
Hmm. Well, first and foremost, I would say, nagta-thrive tayo sa buhay, right? So, di ba may mga goals tayo sa buhay, may mga bucket list. Siyempre, hindi naman natin magagawa yun kung hindi tayo healthy, right? But if we're really healthy, ang dami natin nagagawa. Minsan, yung hindi natin ma-imagine nagagawa natin, yung iba nga nakakapag-marathon pa sila, di ba? Nakaka-travel sila kung saan-saan. Aside from that, you're preventing something that can affect not just your health, but even financially or even your family. 'Di ba? Pag may sakit yung kapamilya mo, lahat apektado, right? So it's preventing something, I would say, drastic from occurring by being proactive. I think yun yung term eh, dapat maging proactive tayo. So aside from that, yung matutunan mo pa sa doktor mo in terms of having a consult is something you can share to your family members. Kasi ang lifestyle change, dapat po buong pamilya yan. Ang hirap kasi ng lifestyle change kung mag-isa ka lang. For example, yung nanay lang, yung tatay lang. But if it's the whole family, hindi naman pwedeng iba yung pagkain nung nanay, iba yung pagkain ng tatay, di ba? Dun sa other family members. Pero kung lahat kayo kumakain ng healthy, lahat nagiging healthy. Di mas maganda, mas madami kayong magagawa together. So, it's not just health for one, it's health for all. Kumbaga, nagiging healthy din yung pamilya as a result of you kasi nagiging role model ka eh. Nakikita nila, uy, mas maganda na yung kanyang itsura, di ba? Mas sexy na siya. Or, uy, kumakain na siya ng madaming gulay, gayahin ko nga. Tapos yung mga anak natin, nakikita natin nanay natin na napaka-healthy nila. Sila mga bata, gusto nila to do the same thing, di ba? So, we as, even if you're a parent, we as parents have to be the role models to our kids. So, ang laki ng impact na yun sa mga bata as well.
Mm. Oo nga, talagang maganda na hindi lang isa yung naapektuhan, lalo na kung lifestyle change ang pinag-uusapan. Doc Aika, ito naman po merong isang masugid na taga-subaybay ang kanyang tanong. Gusto niyang malinawan kung bakit mainam na approach ang lifestyle medicine para sa kanyang kalusugan. Siya po ay mid-40s, napaka-busy na isang business executive.
Ayan. So, especially sa mga edad na 40, 45, we actually start doing a complete screening na. So, kung pansinin niyo po, pag nagpapa-health executive check-up kayo, check na lahat, di ba? Yung chest mo, yung organs mo, liver mo, kidneys mo, pancreas mo, lahat na. So, mas magandang ma-check from head to toe kasi minsan doon na nag-uumpisa yung mga problema. Even if we want to prevent cancer, so sometimes ang cancer nag-umpisa yan at a younger ages. So usually we screen na for colorectal cancer, prostate cancer for men, stomach cancer, liver cancer, lung cancer, kasi usually nag-umpisa yan mga 40, 45. And kahit as a businessman, alam ko lahat tayo busy, dami nating work, 'di ba? Dami nating ginagawa. Dapat we make time also for our health kasi our health will not wait. 'Di ba? Let's not wait for it's too late. It should be also a priority. I know work is very important. It's on the top of our list, but health should also be important kasi kung hindi ka healthy, paano ka magtatrabaho? Right? Kasi kung nasa hospital ka naman, edi sayang din yung effort mo in terms of ano yung binilt mo, especially you're a businessman. So, anyone, especially sa mga 40 and above, very important na to have a complete screen na. So, makita natin if may problem. Kasi if we can detect it early, right? Better, ma-manage natin agad. Kasi ang daming ang, in terms of, I'm talking about cancer kasi yun yung age bracket eh. There are a lot of cancers that can be prevented and can be managed, especially if detected early. So, yun yung mga important things that we can prevent, especially at that age, mga 40 and above.
Siguro, Doc Aika, bigyan natin ng idea kasi bilang bago itong lifestyle medicine na area of expertise ninyo. Ano po ba usually yung takbo ng isang consultation session kapag po nagpakonsulta sa inyo ang isang pasyente? Ano po yung nangyayari dito sa lifestyle assessment?
Well, baka magulat ka. Alam mo ba kung gaano katagal ang consult namin? 1
Gano'n
hour.
katagal? Oh my!
1 hour. So, I know it's not the typical, di ba, usually, pag magpapakonsult ka sa for obosipol, mabilis lang yan eh. Kasi mabilis lang naman din ma-diagnose yan, mga 5 minutes, 10 minutes yun. Pero sa amin kasi, the reason why it's minimum 1 hour is because we have to get to know the person. Ang tinitreat kasi namin dito is behavior eh. It's not just a symptom na mawawala after 7 days na nag-antibiotic ka. It's behavior. So we get to know them, ano yung eating habits nila, everything about the person. So it takes around an hour. It's the same amount of time nagpa-check up ka sa isang psychologist. It also takes an hour for them. So bihira kasi sa medical field that will take that long. Kasi aside from being doctors, we also have to be counselors and we have to be able to, it's like also being a personal trainer, di ba? And a dietitian all in one. So, ang dami naming hats or kailangan gampanin as a lifestyle medicine specialist to be able to help them. Kasi what they get at the end of the day is complete na. May nutrition prescription, as exercise prescription, sleep prescription. Tapos, we sometimes even give recipes, di ba? So, sometimes they don't know what to cook o anong lulutuin nila for lunch. So, nagbibigay pa kami ng recipes and the like. And we even work hand in hand with nutritionists. So, they create meal plans for them. So, madami. May parang complete, comprehensive plan makukuha sila after an hour of talking. And you won't even notice na 1 hour siya kasi para tayong nagkukwentuhan lang. Parang ngayon, parang tayong nagkukwentuhan lang. So, ganun lang siya. We're a guide. Again, we are there to support them throughout their lifestyle journey.
Napaka-interesting po nung sinabi ninyo kasi totoo po yun, no? Usually, pag nagpapakonsulta ng doktor, bilis lang ng mismong konsulta. Pero kung sa inyo po na tumatagal talaga ng isang oras, I can only imagine kung gaano ka-comprehensive, gaano ka-complete ang inyong mga advice para sa inyong mga pasyente. Doc Aika, nabanggit na din ninyo na dahil complete nga ito at comprehensive, ano po ba yung bakit kailangan na ganito kabusisi ang inyong assessment sa isang pasyente? Bakit po kailangan na isang comprehensive lifestyle assessment para sa isang lifestyle medicine specialist tulad ninyo?
Well, kasi we have to look at the person as a whole, diba? Unfortunately, in our practice, actually, it's a good thing eh. hindi lang kami nakatutok sa isang organ. Kasi for example, sa pagpupunta ka sa ophthalmologist, mata lang titignan. Kami, kailangan buo. And aside from looking at the organs, kailangan pa namin intindihin yung behavior nila. Kasi habits yan na-establish for how many years. So, to be able to give them the best advice, kailangan namin silang kilalanin. And very important din kasi na maintindihan namin yung mindset. When it comes to diet, the reason why a lot of people are not able to succeed is because the mindset is not at its, I would say, the right place. Diba?
Mm.
Dapat mentally then you are ready for a change. Kasi kahit na i-force mo, for example, at certain diet of person, pero hindi sila ready, the mindset, they don't have the right mindset, nothing's gonna happen. So, palagi sa akin, for example, I see my patients, I ask them, ano yung motivation nila? Ano ba yung reason behind it? Kasi you have to get deep talaga to the reasons eh. Sometimes, it becomes like a psychological counseling na rin eh. Kasi, everything that you do, your choices, pati for food, has a deep root sa inyong psychological concerns. Sometimes people kasi, they eat because of stress. Right? So, you won't be able to find that out kung di kayo nag-usap ng matagal. Kaya pala siya ganyan in terms of their eating is because they're actually stressed and ginagamit nila yung food as an outlet. So, yun yung isang bagay kaya ang tagal namin mag-usap. So, kailangan talaga ng ganong katagal mag-usap para maintindihan ko talaga yung root cause. Yun yung importante, root cause. Ano yung saan nanggagaling yung yung bad habits of a person. So, even for exercise, baka may deep reason kung bakit ayaw niya mag-exercise. Ayun. So, that's the reason why ang haba-haba ng usapan.
Oo nga, Doc Aika. At ngayon nga ay napansin ko napakabilis naman ng ating pag-uusap tulad ng nabanggit niyo sa kanina. Parang hindi natin napapansin ang oras, no? Napakabilis talaga, lalo na very interested kami kung malaman kung ano ba yung lifestyle medicine specialization ninyo. Bilang pangwakas sa ating magandang panayam, Doc Aika, pwede po bang bigyan natin ng health tips ang ating Health Check Plus audience? Tamang-tama ngayong Chinese New Year. Ano po ang maipapayo ninyo ngayong Year of the Dragon para sa malusog na buhay para sa ating mga kababayan?
Ayan. So, first of all, Happy New Year. And siguro if there's one gift na pwede mo ibigay sa sarili nyo for this new year, di ba? Dalawang new year natin eh. Yung January tsaka yung February. And it's never too late to start. Yun yung importanteng maalala na it's never too late to start. So one of the best gifts you can give yourself is the time, the effort for your health. Kasi let's not wait for it's too late na maantay, may mangyari sa atin, knock on wood, or hospital tayo, nasa hospital bed ka before you take what I said seriously. Sometimes kasi ganun tayo, we only do something pag may nangyari na, but do something that your future self will thank you for. Diba? After 10 years from now, right, kunwari, 40 ka na, 50 ka na, 60 ka na, may nagawa ka ba or may decide ka when you were younger na, di ba, ayaw mo magkaroon ng regrets. Sana ginawa ko to, sana ginawa ko to. So, we don't want to end to that point. So, as I said, let's not wait for it's too late. And remember that you are in control. So, at the end of the day, we make these choices. Kaya tayo naman nagde-decide anong food ilalagay natin sa bibig natin. Hindi naman doktor yung nagsusubo ng pagkain sa'yo. Or to make time to just walk, to make time to sleep early. Yeah? So, minsan, kaka-TikTok mo, wala na. Late ka na natulog. And even how we react to stressors. Kasi ang stress, hindi yan mawawala. Ang stressors sa buhay, hindi yan mawawala. What you can change is your reaction to stress. You decide that. So with that, be the author of your health, diba? Take charge and do it one step at a time. Kasi hindi naman to napapalitan overnight. Your lifestyle cannot ever change overnight. So, for example, eat a banana as a snack instead of chips. Malaking bagay na yun. Lakad ka lang ng 10 minutes after listening to me today. Malaking bagay na yun, di ba? So, again, hopefully, we start to make these changes. And, my goal as a doctor is not just to give medical advice to, just prescribe, but I also want to inspire my patients na kaya nila. So when I see my patients are able to thrive and they're even happier, kasi when you're healthy, you become happier. I feel fulfilled already in my job. So hopefully it will be the same for everyone.
Ayan. So, napakaraming doable na tips from Doc Aika. Thank you very much po for joining us, Doc Aika, Nicole, and Aika Buenavista.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Samahan niyo po kaming muli sa susunod na linggo. Ako po si Teacher Ellie Campos Banayat dito sa Health Check Plus. Tandaan, ating pangalagaan ang ating kalusugan sapagkat ang kalusugan ay ating kayamanan. At huwag kalimutan batiin araw-araw ang ating minamahal. Be kind, be safe, and stay healthy. Mapapanood din po ang ating programa at mga nakaraang episode sa YouTube channel ng Health Check Plus sa www.youtube.com/c/healthcheckplusph. Ang Health Check Plus ay production ng Vital PH Science Incorporated kasama ang Manila Broadcasting Corporation.